Your morning blitz begins now.
Get that chance. Go play for a national championship. We're going to swing as hard as we possibly can. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
On the Blitz.
All right. Middle of the work week. Here we are.
All right.
Sounded like James Hetfield in Seek and Destroy.
All right.
Did I?
Yeah. I liked it.
All right.
That one wasn't as...
Not as
No,
not
it
as
was quite there.
Hetfieldish.
You can't repeat that first one.
Well, the first one was an accident. When you try to duplicate it,
Like Bob says, there are happy accidents.
it's tough to do.
Morning,
Kelly.
Good morning. How are you all this morning?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Great.
It's warm out. It's really warm out.
55.
Feels warmer than that.
Well, that's because it's been like 40s and 30s the past week, so
Yeah,
it felt good.
This morning I was like, wow, it's not bad. Feels kind of cozy. Nice little comfortable morning as opposed to like, oh man, better get an extra jacket. Some wool socks.
Not yet.
No. How's your eye?
Great.
Better?
It's been a little better, yes.
Well, improvement is good.
Thanks. Yeah, it is. It really is.
Good.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you for asking.
You seemed worried like it wasn't going to ever get better yesterday.
Well, I like to catastrophize every situation, make it way worse than it is.
Sure. I mean, that's
That is
standard.
Did you just call yourself a drama queen?
I'm a catastrophe queen.
Okay,
I
all
can
right.
make any situation 1,000 times worse than it actually is. It just helps me prepare in the event of a catastrophe
Oh,
that I'm
gotcha.
already
All right.
prepped for it.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a very much so a glass half empty person. I'm not proud of that, but that is the reality of my life. If something happens, I always manage to find a way to make it seem worse, especially in the middle of the night when I wake up.
Isn't it funny how some people become pessimists and some people become optimists? I wonder why. What dictates that?
I don't know. Doug Rogers said he said a prayer for me, and Doug, I absolutely so appreciate it and would appreciate another, even today. That's so great. Thank you.
Me too. I'd get on that chain.
Yeah, I have to be talked into and forced into a positive view of something negative. If it feels negative, I'm going to get extra negative.
All right.
And I don't, yeah. I know.
Well, if it feels negative, it usually is.
No, it is, but you can say, hey, but this too shall pass.
Right.
Like things are better times are coming. There are a lot of people who are like, I'm just going to just grit my teeth and make my way through this, and I know next week will be better. For me, it's like, well, my life's over.
But what if the better times aren't coming?
Well, they may not be, but certain people, see, you're a glass half empty person.
But
you
that's-
think the good times are never coming again, and I tend to think in a similar vein that, well, if I have some kind of a problem or a medical issue, that it's like, well, this is the beginning of the end. Rather than, I'll make my way through this, and if I can't, I'll adjust, and life will go back to normal.
Half empty's kind of generous. I'm more of a glass 3/4 empty kind of person.
I was wondering if there's even a teaspoon in that glass.
Yeah. I guess the bottom line, no matter if you're a glass half empty or glass half full person, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, I think, and that makes life better.
Find humor in every situation.
Why not?
Doug just said, I'm praying for you too, Lewis, just in a different way.
Popcorn Pam said a prayer for me. I love you guys. Thank you. I need it. Thank you so much.
Joel says your zodiac sign determines whether you're a pessimist or an optimist. But see, I don't believe in that stuff.
Oh, the zodiac sign determines. Okay, Joel, but explain further, because I don't feel like Googling. I can't see my screen that well.
Yeah.
So you'll have to tell me. Is a Cancer
A pessimist?
a pessimist? I'm a Cancer. What are you?
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo. So we're summer signs, right? Is that a summer? I don't know anything about the zodiac.
Yeah, I'm August, so yeah.
Summer.
Yeah, you're July, Kelly. So
Yes.
yeah, you're summer. I'm Aquarius.
Is it Aquarius? Are you a positive person?
Yeah, I try to be. I'm more optimistic than I am pessimistic
It does
by
take
far.
a lot to get you to react in a sort of a negative way. It takes a lot. I think you're bound and determined to be positive. That's a nice outlook to have.
I don't know what I would do if I wasn't. It might not be good.
Well, you'd look like me and Lewis.
Right.
Well, yeah, but I might be worse.
Let's see. Here's your pessimistic zodiac signs. I'll look this up real quick.
Oh, please.
Scorpios, Capricorns, and Scorpios and Capricorns are the two most
Most what?
pessimistic.
Okay, so we're not that. We could be worse.
Yeah, Cancer's
pretty bad.
See, that's weird. I don't buy this, though, because Leo is not on the list, and let's be honest.
All right, so it's already proven itself to not be true.
Mike says, keep calm and F it.
And my thing is, my fight's always on the inside. It's inside my brain. I try not to let it spill over into, like, tons of negativity. Mm-hmm. But in my brain, boy, I tell you what, there's a fight for life going on every day.
Gerald says, I'm not a glass half full or empty kind of person. I'm a drink straight out of the bottle kind of person.
Hey, all right. I like it.
Morning, Carrie.
Dave's right, and this may be where I fall. Expect the worst, hope for the best.
Mel Brooks. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Life is a play, and we are unrehearsed.
Okay, there you go. I like it.
I'm a what's next person.
What's next?
Yeah, what's coming down the pipe?
Exactly.
Morning Blitz trivia.
There we go.
All right. Man, we have got a lot going on today. We got, what do we got? Friday. Or no. We have Saturday tickets for Sonic Temple today, right? Yeah, Saturday tickets. If you heard Ronnie Hunter give the song at 4:20 yesterday, that's when you call in the 8 o'clock hour when we play it, and be caller 16 at 1-800-821-9970 to win those. All right, your question is for $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Be the first one to text it in at 99700. The singer of what band, rock band, stopped a show recently to go after an audience member who was saying things to his wife, to the singer's wife. The singer's wife was in the audience. Another audience member was saying things to her, and this singer of what rock band stopped the show to go after that audience member? Be the first one to tell us the band at 99700.
By the way, Aquarius is an air sign, not a water sign.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't understand any of it.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
I don't know what you're reading, but it's wrong.
Shine down on the Morning Blitz, 623. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, I'm Lewis. Nice day today, but it's going to cool off a little bit. We'll see.
Oh, it's not going to be warm?
76 today, and then tonight down to 42, and then tomorrow we're sunny, but 63 only the high. So.
So I was going to bounce back to the 70s on Friday, I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice for the next, 10 days-ish? 7-10 days-ish? So if you're Halloweening, should be good weather for that.
Now it says partly cloudy and 73 on Halloween.
It's still doable.
Though it was 71.
Yeah.
So it's getting better. So I'm hoping that means it's going to at least be good.
Or the mad scientist.
Yeah, man. I missed doing that last year. That weather last year was horrid. The wind, everything.
Yeah.
Wind, rain, it was just impossible.
It was not a fun Halloween.
All right, Morning Blitz trivia question. Recently, a band was doing a show, and the singer stopped to go after somebody in the audience who was, I don't know, disrespecting his wife or something, because we don't have the exact details. But the singer's wife was down front, and somebody else in the audience was saying things to her. This was in the UK at the O2 Academy in Birmingham. And again, we don't know what happened before, but when it happened, Caleb Shomo of Beartooth stopped and went off.
People that just like to be here, just like yourself. But you do not talk to anybody like that. I don't care who it is, especially not my wife. So what?
So he's like, you don't talk to anybody like that, especially my wife. So what the F? And I'm like, what? I want to know. It sucks that we don't know what happened.
Where was this?
In the UK.
In the UK.
At the O2 Academy in Birmingham.
Somebody had one pint too many.
I don't know, man. But yeah, Caleb just, he went off. And
Did the guy say to his wife, "Move out of my way, governor"?
Yeah. Down in front. Down in front, we're trying to see the show.
How does he even know what the guy was saying to her? How does Caleb know? He's on stage playing.
Yeah, but if she's in the front row-ish, you can see, the first 3 or 4 rows from the stage?
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, so you'd be able to know what's happening there.
Well, then Caleb moved back to the front of the stage, and he said, all right, anyway, Jesus. I don't think anybody in the world needs to be talked to like that, but he messed with the wrong effing person tonight. How did he talk to her? I'm dying to know what he said.
I'm sure there's somebody with camera phone footage someplace.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was being said while he was playing, or, could you have heard it if you weren't like one of the two of them?
I don't know. Sooner or later, a video will be released. That's how it is.
Well, we got that one.
Yeah.
And there was very little there. But
so I'm saying, someone will see that and go, oh, that's what that was. Okay, here's what this guy said. Somebody will have the video footage of it. It's not like anybody goes to their concert anymore without their phone.
No, usually everything is available eventually somewhere.
Right. Exactly.
Caleb was pissed.
I was a little fired up. Wonder what sign he is.
Caleb? I don't know.
That's the glass half empty, the glass half full. I don't think anybody would have done the same thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he said, say something nasty to my wife, I'm gonna get upset.
Right. And rightfully so.
What are some good British insults? Did
he call her a wanker?
I was just going to say.
Maybe a wanker. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm not up on my British insults, which I should be.
As long as you end every sentence with in it. In it.
In it?
Yep.
Is that what does that mean?
That's cold outside, isn't it?
Oh, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
In it?
A minger is an unattractive woman.
No, it's a minge.
Minger. Okay.
A minger?
Okay. Daft is silly. Oh, I could have called him a pillcock. A stupid person or an idiot. You're gormless, which is stupid, foolish, or clueless.
Gorm?
Gorm.
Gormless.
Gormless.
How about a numpty?
A numpty?
Hey, you numpty.
A twit.
It must be like a
prat.
numbnuts, but just numpty.
A prat is an idiot.
Yeah, Pratt.
I wonder if Chris Pratt knows that. Do you know that you're...
You plonker? Hey, you plonker.
Plunker?
Plonker.
Yeah.
Get it right, you plonker.
All right. Well, Brian Shackelford from Columbus.
A cockwomble.
Oh, my God. That's the best one yet.
That is a good
That's
one.
an idiot. You're daft as a bush. Silly and stupid.
All right. Well, Brian Shackelford from Columbus was the first one to text in Bear 2. So Brian's got $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
I'll go first.
All right.
Just the dummy thing fits, so. Yeah, everybody thinks the president gets everything for free, correct? For the most part?
I feel like you're pretty much sliding through life, not worrying about going to the grocery and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a grocery bill, do you, for what you eat at the White House?
You would be wrong.
Really?
The president does get free rent at the White House.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they can live there. But
what's his place of employment?
They basically pay for everything else, including groceries, housekeeping, parties, vacations, and any kind of stuff that you need to live on, like toiletries and supplies.
You definitely should pay for your own vacations. But it should be a perk that you get your meals for 4 years. If you want to eat at the White House, that's part of your salary. If you want to go out and eat, you got to pay for it.
Well, that's not.
You're the president of the United States of America.
That's not how it is.
I don't like that.
I worked at the Hyatt Regency, and we had a free buffet.
A free meal.
Yeah.
Right.
On our lunch hour, we would go, and they had a salad bar and a whole buffet, and we ate whatever we wanted once a day.
Well, I mean, free rent's nice. I mean, it's not like the White House is 700 square feet. You know, you've got some room.
Free rent. That's hilarious to even think about that. I have never considered this situation, Lewis. I love that you brought it up. This is something I have never thought about. What does the president have to pay for outside of mortgage? No mortgage for 4 years.
Would you want to live in the White House?
Yes. I think it would be really cool. As an experience for 4 years or 8 years, absolutely.
Yeah, as long as I get to run things.
It's not really my...
See, I don't want that. I do not want to run anything, but I
like,
want the experience.
I don't like the White House decor.
Well, change it.
But I mean,
redecorate it.
You can, but you still have to keep it within a certain style, I think. You can't just,
All right.
my black.
All the redecorating that's been redone there at the White House, and it has been redecorated. Who pays for that?
Whoever comes in.
We do, Kelly.
Yeah, the President of the United States is not paying to redecorate the White House. I can guarantee that.
And they may have no say in it either.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they have say.
I mean, I think they have to jump through a bunch of hoops just to get like a painting of somebody up on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that Joe Biden, serving as the President of the United States right now, has to pay for a midnight snack at the White House? Like he's getting billed a grocery bill? That the federal government does not pay for this man's meals? It's so weird to me. I can't even believe it.
That's how it is. Decorating the White House. Apparently, there's a White House historical situation, and the Trump spent nearly $2 million redecorating the White House.
Of their own money?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. That's just wild.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess there's I guess some funds approved for it, but
there aren't as many perks as I would have considered.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to keep the White House looking a certain way or within a certain form.
It sounds to me like you got a better deal of free perks campaigning to be president because you get to use the campaign donation money for travel and food and hotel and everything while you're campaigning. Yeah. So you're getting more out of your campaigning than you are once you become president.
You're working hard. You see these people out there doing rally after rally after rally, day after day, multiple times a day. No, thank you. And at the end of that, I don't even get a free meal at the White House.
Nope.
Ugh.
You got to go to Kroger.
Hard pass.
You got to Kroger just with the rest of us.
All right, well, I've got something. Some inpatient passengers may be in for a very rude awakening the next time you try to line up early to get on a plane. American Airlines has been piloting a brand new system to flag when you try to board before your group's been called. Apparently experts in human behavior say travelers who mass gather at the gate instead of when their turn to do so is called, there's like some type of competition there to get on the plane first, and some people just go ahead and jam in ahead of other people when their group hasn't even been called yet. All right. Now, American says that if you try to board early with the wrong group, its software will give an audible signal and show the gate agent a message that says basically, do not let this person board yet. They're not allowed. Now, I want to tell you this too, which I found to be really wild in this article, is that airline employees, when you do that, when you mass gather at a gate before your group's been called, you are referred to as gate lice. Gate lice.
Oh, look, here comes the gate lice. Ugh.
Yes. That is wild. I was dying laughing at that.
It's not surprising.
That's hilarious.
Don't be gate lice. Sit your little tushy down in your seat until your group's called.
What's more annoying? The people who gather at the gate knowing they're in Section 6 and they've still called Section 1? Or the people who plane lands, the seatbelt lights go off, and they immediately jump up, swing their luggage out of the overhead into whatever lane they're in, and stand there because they're not going to get off the plane for another 20 minutes.
That's aisle lice.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, my God, sit down. You're not going anywhere. You are in row 40 out of 43, and they haven't even opened the door
yet.
And
they're pushing.
Yeah.
They're trying to push forward.
Yeah.
All right, I will tell you, on behalf of those people who do stand up right when the plane lands and gets to the gate, my legs and back are in such need of standing up and stretching that even in a middle seat, I'll just have to stand up and stretch for a second.
Sure.
just to get myself
I
combobulated.
I get that. It's the whole ripping the luggage out of the overhead compartment in preparation for the exit that's not coming for another 20 minutes.
And then they're holding their bag and they're just kind of leaning forward on your back.
Yeah.
See, I don't know, guys. I have a different, I don't agree with that. I like it when people get ready to walk out because I want to deplane as quickly as possible. I have never been in a situation where somebody's jammed ahead of me from behind me. Everybody's always been polite to let people in the rows before them go first. So get up and get your luggage. Let's get ready to get off this mofo.
And stand here for 15 to 20 minutes.
That's fine by me. I don't care. I like to stand.
It's just the rush that
hurry
they're
up
going.
And go nowhere.
The hurry up, yes, the hurry up and wait thing that
doesn't
funny.
bother me.
It's hilarious.
If you don't like it, sit in your seat and enjoy yourself.
It doesn't really bother me. I just don't get it.
It bothers me.
Everything bothers you.
It's true.
All right. I got something. Actually, I have a one real quick something because I got to say it before Rusty gets to work, which would be any minute because Brenda Kempton texted in. Rusty, her boyfriend is turning 40 today. He hit the big 4-0, and she would like to say you are her most favorite person in the world, and she loves you more than anything.
Welcome to middle age, Rusty. The water's fine.
But she also thinks you can no longer be together anymore.
Oh, stop. That's not what she said. So you got a good woman in Brenda there, it sounds like, Rusty. Happy birthday. All right, so I don't know if you guys realize this. I just found this out. There has been a trend in recent years. I don't know if this is something that came from COVID, but people are personalizing their funerals, putting the deceased in lifelike poses to reflect who they were in life. One man was laid to rest in his favorite superhero costume. Yes, I'm looking at Lewis because I can just see Lewis being buried in...
Nothing at all.
Is that Naked Man? What is it?
Maybe.
Who is your absolute favorite superhero?
What's tattoos blazing down my arm?
I know.
What is it? I don't know.
Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite too.
Hey.
I love Batman.
Awesome. See? Good people, good taste.
One was displayed playing his favorite video game.
Hey, I saw a guy they put him on top of a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Would you have your fishing pole?
Absolutely. I'd have a lot of things. In fact,
old Kelly's in a closed casket. I don't want anyone staring at this after death.
Yeah, let's come back with that.
Okay.
How would you be displayed to best represent you? Seriously.
In an urn.
In an urn. Well, I am too. But if I was
fully naked, spread eagle.
Yeah, if you were going to be buried in a casket and it was going to be an open casket, let's just play for fun.
Let's play along.
What's going to be in your casket with you? Blitz Nation, tell us. 99.700.
Give people the opportunity to pay respects to all parts.
Right. Wait a minute. I'm not sure.
6:49 on the Morning Blitz with Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis. Good morning. If you died, how do you want to be buried?
Putting the fun back in funerals.
Kelly wants to be in a closed casket so no one can see her. Rick with his fishing pole. Me.
Whoa. Hold on. It's way more than a fishing pole. I need a Cowboys number 88 jersey on. I'm going to need a Led Zeppelin album in there with me.
Which crackhead was that?
That was Michael Irvin. That one. That crackhead.
Okay.
He was my all-time favorite player.
I love when he commentates with his crack speech.
I want a PS5 controller. I'm going to need a bag of weed.
I hope the gravediggers smoke your weed while they're burying you.
Hey, man, that's great. That's great.
This guy left a bag of weed. He's not going to need it.
Blow it in my face. All right.
Should we dig that hole?
Not
yet.
I think that'll do for now. It's probably more.
You're getting buried with way too much.
Well, I mean, that's what the whole point is.
I think I want to be buried with this pepperoni pizza layer cake.
Okay.
I just saw.
You're not going to gain weight. Why not?
Exactly.
All right. I feel like if I have to do something, I am being buried with a big, fat friggin' cross on my chest because I'm like, I want Jesus by my side all the way. Also, give me an old time. You know how they used to bury people with a bell just in case they were still alive?
Yes.
They could ring the bell.
That's right.
I need that bell because I'm already feeling claustrophobic being in a coffin. So put a bell in there just for funsies.
Aren't you going to have some old candy? Old-timey candy?
No.
Wouldn't you want your cell phone in case you want to scroll TikTok while you're down there?
Great
See,
call.
there's that.
Great call. Yes.
You're not going to have some Zots and...
Zots. Oh, that's a good idea.
like
Throw
those-
some Zots in there so I can have something to eat while they're coming to dig me out again while I'm ringing the bell.
Circus peanuts.
Circus peanuts.
See,
I'll
there's
take
a lot,
some.
Kelly.
Boston baked beans.
How about a Megadeth shirt on?
I don't know, man. I don't need a skull with the cross. I'll just take the cross. Just give me a plain old T-shirt. I really need, I don't need any special clothing.
Right.
No.
I mean, Dave's a religious guy.
No, that's
He's a very
fine.
spiritual guy.
I choose to not be buried with Dave Mustaine. All right, that's just
okay,
my choice.
Okay, all right,
I
just checking.
love Dave Mustaine. I don't want to be buried with the guy.
We have a little some sheet music.
Okay. Well, you're really crowding out my
I'm
coffin
just
there.
thinking about.
Yeah,
I
like
know
she-
what I
you asked-
know. You the things
Here's
I know
the thing.
you love.
I'm pared down. I need a big cross, and I need a bell. That is it. I'm doing minimalist. A minimalist burial.
Yeah.
Vanessa said, "I need buried with my man because he's my favorite activity to do."
Oh, does your man know that? No, I mean not that he's your favorite, but that he's going to be buried alive when you die.
Lucky guy. What are you gonna say, Lewis?
I don't know. I think I'd want what would I want? Probably one of my lightsabers.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
In case I encounter any.
Right.
You know.
Sure.
What else would I want? I don't know. Maybe a picture of my dogs.
Oh, that's nice. See, we got some people that are very simple, like Kelly. It's funny because they came in back to back. Taylor said a blunt and a picture of my boys, and then Leah said I must have pictures of my family and a rolled joint.
See, I go with my dogs because my dogs, I never question their love. I know that they never lied to me when the word love came up. So my dogs, I feel secure about that going into the afterworld.
We need,
gotcha.
we
I
need,
think
we need to
maybe
ask
that-
Lewis this question in like another year or two.
I think
After
maybe
things
that
have
like
calmed down.
you know, I don't think I'll make it through the gates, but I do think God is a kind enough God that he would allow my dogs who have passed to kind of run up to the gate so I could at least pet them and maybe sit out in front of the gate and spend some time with them. I think that would probably be acceptable.
Oh, before you're shoved down into the great
Right, before I'm back down in the
fiery
fire.
furnace.
Yeah, because you know what? My degree of hell, I've never done anything where, you know, pedophiles and murderers and all that kind of
You're
stuff.
not Epstein. Let's
Right,
put it that way.
I'm not
Yeah.
Epstein hell. I'm like, well, you're not really good enough for here, but you're not necessarily bad enough for there, but you're not really a good person. So you might be able to like stare at what's beyond the gates and never get in there, but we will allow your dogs to come up and hang with you for a little bit. More for them than you, but nonetheless, it would happen.
Okay, you guys, we have 4 texts. Adam and Adam Bolin, and 2 others that we don't have names for that want buried face down so that their haters can kiss their ass. That's all they want. Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones in here. Now, one wants to go out on a boat with flaming arrows like the Vikings.
That'd be a display, wouldn't
Larry
it?
wants to be
That'd be
buried.
that would be very like dramatic.
Yeah.
Larry wants to be buried in a coffin, not a casket, in my kilt,
What is
right.
the difference?
with a plot overlooking a
I
lake.
don't know.
between a coffin and a casket?
know.
I have never. I thought those were one and the same.
Blue wants to be married with a Michelob Ultra and a TV remote.
Oh, by the way, I said I want minimalist, but I do want velvet. I do want velvet in there, like in a cushy pillow. Velvet, like purple velvet. Okay, just FYI.
Mike just wants to be buried with a joint in his mouth. Doug said, "Is that rigor mortis, or are you just happy to see me?" Leave both, Doug.
It's both.
Kylie wants to be. Kylie wants to be buried with a forever. I never heard of one, but with a forever radio with the Blitz playing.
Oh, that's nice.
That is very nice.
Have you ever seen in a?
Except, I mean, that could be kind of crucial. If I'm talking, you're for the love of God, please turn that forever radio off.
I don't know how much time you guys spend in cemeteries ever. If you
I
have to
spend
go
a
visit.
lot.
Okay, so have you ever seen in a cemetery those like the displays that are almost like a 3D face of the person who's buried?
Yeah,
it's
I don't
like you
want
can
that.
see them from all angles, like their head almost.
I don't like that.
That is so bizarre to me. Although I will say I'll stare at one. I will, but I that seems like, I don't know. It's wild. It's kind of cool. I don't know.
Robert says, put me in my custom Joe Burrow jersey with my autographed Avatar hat and a bag of weed.
All right.
Yeah, this is nice, man. Look at it. No, there's Jen on her stomach, so everybody can kiss her ass. Jay says, I want to be displayed my favorite Wasp shirt, tore up jeans, work boots, and a pistol in each hand. And then cremated and scattered on my family farm. What's a Chico stick?
Oh, it's candy.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, Chico sticks. Yeah.
And a bag of popcorn. And a bag of circus peanuts. Just in case you get hungry.
All that. I love all that, but like I said, I'm going minimalist. That kind of candy does not go with velvet, does it?
No, but they'd open that casket, the velvet would be pulled out from gravediggers, the cell phone and everything else would be gone, except I don't know why they didn't touch those circus peanuts, and somebody would have went because they're circus peanuts.
Lewis is like 1850 when there were grave robbers out there.
You don't think there's not still grave robbers?
No, I don't. I really don't think graves are being robbed in this day and age.
Christopher wants to be cremated with a pound of weed, so his ashes and the weed are all mixed together. And Neil Parks, our buddy Neil Parks, says, all of this cemetery talk has my spidey senses tinkling.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries and 2 associates are being charged with running a sex trafficking ring in New York City. Federal prosecutors say the 80-year-old Jeffries and his romantic partner, Matthew Smith, employed a man named James Jacobson to recruit young, aspiring male models and engage in sexual tryouts with them between the years 2008 and 2015. The victims were then allegedly flown to sex parties at Jeffries and Smith's New York City and Hamptons homes and at hotels around the globe. An indictment charges all 3 with sex trafficking and interstate prostitution and names 15 victims, but authorities say there are dozens and dozens of other victims. Jeffries was arrested yesterday. He posted a $10 million bond. He will be arraigned on Friday.
So, did I understand this correctly? They audition these guys by having sex with them, and if they're good, then they get hired to be sex workers.
Yeah, the details honestly are so disturbing. If you can get beyond the paywall in the Dispatch article today, I encourage you to read it if you can stomach it. It's really awful. Basically, they would lure people in saying that you have a shot at becoming an Abercrombie model. These were up-and-coming people who wanted to be models. Right. They were not wanting to work as sex slaves for Mike Jeffries. So, yeah, and then there would be drugs, forced inhalation of muscle relaxants. That's what's being accused here. Drugs and alcohol, that they focused on luring heterosexual men. Okay. And then... Yeah, they were unwillingly involved in these sex acts. It's quite disturbing. And the weird thing is, and I'll just leave you with this, is that how does somebody like Mike Jeffries, how is he given bond?
I don't know.
P. Diddy wasn't. Diddy's in prison. He's not given a chance at bond.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because he's got money, but Diddy's got money.
I don't know if it's like the videos that are available for Diddy, that there are underage people involved, that bond has been denied for Diddy, but somebody like a Mike Jeffries, who's just as disgusting and has committed just as terrible of crimes against people, that he's allowed to post bond. How does that happen? Is it the fact that this guy is 80 years old? I don't know. That he can't skip town, that he can't intimidate witnesses. I don't know how they decide.
This is in New York, right?
Well, he has been given bond. He is in West Palm Beach right now. He will be arraigned Friday in New York.
And where's Diddy?
New York, I think.
He's in New York.
Is it New York?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
And Diddy's tried to get bail multiple times.
Yeah, and been denied. So
is it the fact that there are more minors alleged to be involved in the Diddy
could
thing?
be. That could be. There's a reason. I'm just curious to know what that reason is, because Mike Jeffries is out and Diddy is not. I think they should both be behind bars.
Right.
I don't think anybody should be let out in these situations, but maybe when you're that elderly, I don't know, maybe they give you special
Yeah, I don't know.
Special consideration. Who knows? Police in Canada are investigating after a 19-year-old Walmart employee was found dead inside a store's walk-in bakery oven. Officers responded to the Walmart in Halifax, Nova Scotia after the employee was found and will only say that the investigation is complex. The Walmart store, though, is closed and employees are being offered counseling. That's a weird story.
A walk-in oven. I didn't even know that existed.
I didn't either. They were using it in the bakery, a walk-in oven.
Okay.
A woman in Australia hiking north of Sydney dropped her cell phone, which fell into a 10-foot crevice between two boulders. And she's like, I know what I'll do. I'll go in after it head first. She went in head first, got stuck by her feet upside down. Thank goodness she had friends with her. There was no way they were able to get her out. So they called the emergency number, and rescue teams came out. It took them 7 hours to be able to remove these heavy boulders and get access to her. Her only, the only issue she had, scratches and bruises. She's fine. Hanging upside down 7 hours. How is that possible? Wouldn't you feel like your head would pop off from the pressure of the blood and it's wild, but she's going to be fine, apparently. One thing is she did not reach her cell phone ever. I guess it was gone. I can't imagine, but yeah, that's what happened. She went through an ordeal there, and those are your three things.
Good morning, Blitz, Dick, Kelly, Lewis. Good morning on a Wednesday. Yesterday, I was talking about the fact that, Kelly, I think you'd already gone. There's a remake that they're working on for American Psycho with Christian Bale, which is an unnecessary remake to be made. You don't need to update it. It's set in the 80s anyway, so there's no need for that. It's just unnecessary. So we got to talking. If you had to make a movie, is there a subject yet that hasn't been touched, essentially?
Yeah, because it's like they can't seem to come up with an original idea to make a movie about, so they just keep remaking old movies. But if you were going to, what is there? What would you make a movie about that hasn't been made already?
Well, I think there are a finite amount of topics that are movie-worthy, and probably they've all been done in some way, but you just have to make maybe a fresh look at something.
Yeah, there's love story after love story out there, obviously. There's action movie, cop movies.
Mysteries, you have murder mysteries, you have horror movies,
Is there something you'd like to see a movie made of? Maybe it's a story about a biopic type deal, or a real true story that hasn't been brought to screen yet. But it seems like there aren't too many original ideas out there anymore. Everything is a remake of something else.
I have a couple.
All right.
I definitely have a couple.
Let us know, Blitz Nation. We will come back and discuss. Hailstorm on the morning blitz. It's Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis 723. Good morning. Talking about Hollywood. I found out yesterday that they're talking about remaking American Psycho, which is completely unnecessary. If you've never seen that movie with Christian Bale, it is absolutely fantastic. Doesn't need a remake. So we said, is there anything they haven't done yet? Are they just out of ideas? Is there anything you'd like to see in a movie? If you could make a movie, what would you make it about? Would you make it about a Cowboys fan that just wants to fish his way to the Super Bowl?
That's a great one. I don't know that anybody'd go see it, but I do like when they take, some of the cartoons and turn them into movies. I know there's a live-action Voltron movie coming. Mm-hmm. I like when they do stuff like that. Don said Thundercats. those are good. Because if they haven't been done.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more, they like with the Spider-Man, like Tobey Maguire, we got 3 of those, and then we had a whole new thing of Spider-Man with different people. I don't know why we need to keep doing that. Why can't they just make more of the same people, or maybe it gets boring and let's do it again with somebody else. Why?
Well, the original one with Tobey Maguire, they had that idea to they felt like they aged him too fast, and they didn't tell enough stories, because a lot of the early Spider-Man stuff takes place while he's in high school.
I know, but every time they remake one of these, they have to do the beginning of it again.
But that's what they did. Then they brought in Andrew Garfield. They told the high school story, but he graduated high school in the second movie. So then they were done with that. Now they've done the other one. And then with the Tobey Maguire, they didn't retell the origin story. They kind of told it in a flat, like, he kind of explained what happened, and that was it.
So no, he got bit by the spider on the school trip, and we always got to go back to the beginning.
But they didn't do that with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, they did.
No, they did not. Are you really questioning me this?
Dude, I watched him get bit by the spider in school. They were on the school trip. In the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, Tobey Maguire they did. I'm sorry, I was thinking of Tom Holland. Sorry.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you about
Sorry. Tom Holland, they didn't retell the story with Tom Holland.
Okay.
Because he met with Tony Stark and just kind of recapped it.
I didn't watch those because I was just done at that point.
But I don't know. Like, what idea is left in Hollywood?
I got to believe we're going to get a couple probably movies about COVID at some point. You know, we haven't seen any of those yet.
Oh, well, I'll tell you that there's a book that was narrated. The audio version was narrated by Meryl Streep, and it's called Tom Lake, and it is set during COVID.
Yeah.
So if they have not optioned that for a movie yet, I would be shocked.
Okay.
That has to be coming out as a movie at some point. It's called Tom Lake. It's a great book.
Meryl Streep, huh?
Meryl Streep narrates it.
No.
I'm out.
It's excellent. If you're a Meryl, I guess if you're not Lewis.
Again, on the topic of COVID, we got one text that said, how about a movie about how the world really is? All the conspiracy theories, reptilians, Illuminati, etc. And this was one I was actually thinking of. He says Flat Earth or a program running. I thought about Flat Earth because we've never seen a movie about Flat Earth. And, you know, it again, these are fiction. They don't have to be true, but you could be where somebody proved that the Earth really is flat and it was a big, huge cover-up. And then we see where it really goes kind of thing. You know, that would be an insane movie, right?
Yeah. Christine wants to see the movie of the journey of a recovering addict, a true testimony of someone being at their worst and making it through and turning their life around.
I feel like that's been done many times.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, I think they've tried to do that a couple of times. Brandon said we need a good pirate movie. We got Pirates of the Caribbean, but that's it.
Nathan said The Stand by Stephen King, just like COVID. You're exactly right. It's like what COVID was before COVID is The Stand, a giant flu that wiped out almost all of humanity.
Yeah, but I'm talking about one specifically about COVID where somebody plays the political people involved and somebody plays Fauci and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like really. I gotta believe that's coming at some point.
Is it just that it's too sore and people are still upset about it?
Yeah, it might be too soon.
Are you kidding? If there's money to be made, nobody gives a crap about how butthurt you are over wearing a mask.
Fair point. Kelsey actually wants to see an American Psycho reboot because it's make it more like the book, because the books are better. So the books are always better.
I will say that your best ideas come from authors who are writing a book.
Yes.
And your best movie ideas come from people who have great books written.
I was literally having this conversation with Josh yesterday. The book is always better than the movie. Josh, it's a friend of mine.
Okay.
The book is always better than the movie. The book's always better than the movie because you can put more in. Like, they always have to cut things out of a book for time. So a lot of times there's a subplot that'll get cut, or they'll give one character's lines to another character and just enhance the one character.
Yeah, it's the difference between the book and the screenplay. There's always a big some kind of things.
Well, you got to try to fit.
Cut for time.
You got to try to fit, 4,000 pages into 2 hours. So it's easier to just make a few cuts here or there.
Goose said make a movie where an ordinary guy is able to outrun an asteroid using only his wits. Call it Deep Impact. Get the F out of the way.
Only using his wits and his Skechers. Don't forget the Skechers.
Goose.
Goodness, that's a massive plot point.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are going to accuse me of sucking up here, and I already prepared for it, but I want to tell you that our boss, Hal Fish, has written a book. It's called A Healing Sleep, The Death and Untimely Life of Skip Stevens. I want to tell you, I've never read a book like this before. It is so good. It is about, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's about sort of death or a near-death experience, what happens in that time when you are maybe dead or almost dead, and then It is a really fascinating book, and I'm afraid to say too much because I don't want to spoil it. It's $3 on Amazon if you want to buy it for your Kindle. I mean, it's regular price for a hardback book. But I tell you that if somebody doesn't make this into a movie, they are stupid. This is I can picture it as a movie. It's so good.
Kelly's going to be buying a new car with a raise next month.
Someone said they always... Right?
I'm kidding.
Someone said they always wanted to do Halo or Assassin's Creed Justice in the movie. I agree with that 100%.
Video games, yes, for sure.
And Carrie said a movie, The Martian, is the only booked a movie that was very close to the book. I kid you not. I was in a checkout line with two girls who were talking, and they thought The Martian really happened. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the world we live in.
Ben said, is it true they're making a Grand Theft Auto movie with Will Smith in it? I don't know, but I'd watch that.
I don't know. It's just interesting to see what ideas they would come up with. John said they need more good Westerns. Westerns are tough sells, though.
I think nowadays, I
feel like that's a genre that's just kind of...
I don't know, though, because, I mean, they still make movies about... it would be a period piece at this point, you know? And period pieces, they don't all have to be set in England, do they? So, I don't know. Why not?
Interesting ideas.
And somebody else said, how about we take old... they keep remaking great movies. How about we take the old bad movies and make them into great movies, like Waterworld. Make it a good movie. You know what I mean? Cocaine Bear. Make it a good movie.
Yeah, I think Cocaine Bear is just done.
Yeah.
No one's going to remake Cocaine Bear.
Right.
Nothing more on the Morning Blitz with Dick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis. Good morning. You all right over there?
Carrie is so upset with me.
What'd you do?
I called Waterworld a bad movie, evidently. Carrie's about to boycott us, Kelly. And he said he'll miss you and Lewis, but he is not putting up with this nonsense of me calling Waterworld a bad movie.
Well, you've taken it too far now, haven't you?
I'm sorry, Carrie.
Everything is subjective.
It's just me, Carrie.
Look,
everybody else loved it.
The rest of us know Cocaine Bear was trash, but you have a soft spot in your heart for that movie.
I thought it was a great idea, and that's why I was so disappointed. The script is what made it bad. They could have had great jokes. They were dumb bad jokes. That's what you make great jokes with horror movies. That's what part of what makes them great. Scream had great jokes.
Yeah. Cocaine Bear just didn't live up.
No.
Did not live up, man.
I love the idea. Remember how excited I was about that movie, Kelly?
I'll never forget it, Thick.
I was even playing the video game that they had on their website. It was great. I loved everything about it, and then I went and saw it.
See, that wasn't a bestseller either. I'm shocked. Oh, well,
all right.
life is full of missed opportunities.
What do we got, Gate Lice?
I have nothing over here. This
all
is
right,
all...
let me tell you.
Thank
all
you.
right, here's the deal. I was reading an article about how American Airlines and other airlines are sick and tired of people who crowd a gate before their group has been called. Like, they go by group numbers or group letters or whatever, but there are people who insist on crowding the gate to either wait for their number to be called so they can jump in line real quick, or they try to board when they're not supposed to board. Anyway, come to find out in this article that airline employees refer to these people who crowd the gates as gate lice. You are gate lice if you try to crowd the little walkway there before your group number's been called. And it got me to thinking, I know that when people have to deal with the public in some way, when a business has to deal with the public, they do refer to some bad behavior, with terms like gate lice, like you're being gate lice, or for instance, credit card companies. If you pay off your credit card every month, you are referred to as a deadbeat. You're a deadbeat. You're not making them any money.
Yeah, but that's not bad behavior. So I guess there even things if it's not bad behavior.
It doesn't matter. If you're nicknamed something as a customer of a business,
right.
I'd love to know what that is.
And Lewis brought it up when we were off the air, and I know we've talked about it before, and it's not meant to be an insult. It's just what we refer to people who call, because you can win once every 30 days off the Blitz. Like if we're giving away concert tickets or whatever, movie pass, whatever we're giving away, you're allowed to win something once every 30 days. And the people who do that, who win once a month, we call them prize pigs. Yeah. It's not meant to shame them or be an insult. It's just a term.
Radio term.
And it's a term that's been around since forever.
Because
radio
you're chomping up all the prizes.
Right. Well, there are people out there, and if I'm calling you out, good. There are people out there that literally try to time out when various radio stations have contests all day long, and they spend their entire day calling and winning.
Dude, I read an article about that, and there are people who have, they have calendars, outlines, what do you call the charts? Anyway, they have it all laid out. Like, I got to listen to this station at this time, this station at this time, this is when I'm going to win, and they
do it.
They end up paying taxes every year on all the crap they win.
If that's you need to go in the bathroom, stare at the mirror, and have a really long conversation about your life in the direction that it's
going.
I mean,
why do you hate that so much? That's a fun hobby for somebody.
Yeah, it's cheap entertainment too. I mean,
that's so mean of you to say that when somebody really has a good time winning things.
Well, look how expensive concert tickets are, man.
I get that, but from our side of things, what I hate is those people who win out of just because they want to win and have no idea what they're winning, but their calendar told them it was time to call, from the person who maybe financially couldn't go and really could have won. I hate when that person gets robbed of something.
All right, well, you don't know everybody's circumstances.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't.
Eric Sturman texted in, people dining in restaurants who never leave. Don't allow a server to flip their table and make more money. They call them campers.
Absolutely.
Okay, I love it. See, these are the nicknames I'm looking for. As a business, what do you call your customers when they behave? Is there a name for people who line up outside the door of a business before it's opened? Or you're just waiting for the front doors to open. Is there a name for those of us who do that? Because that's happened to me at Kroger before. I've gotten there 5 minutes before open. Buddy, I will stand outside that door and wait for it to open.
It's funny, on Saturday mornings, where I box, next to it there's a Dollar General or whatever. You would see a line of senior citizens, 10 deep, waiting for the doors to open so they can get the morning paper.
If you go to a Giant Eagle, they have inside the Giant Eagle, they have the state liquor stores.
Yeah.
And if you go there on a Saturday morning before that opens, there is a line of people inside the store waiting to buy whatever the special bourbon is of the day.
So what are those? What do you call those people who are waiting? And you have to, if you are working that business and you look out and you're like, oh, I don't really want to be at work today. At least we don't open till 10. And you look out and there's a line of 50 people waiting to come in there and buy. And you're like, oh my gosh, people.
The service industry has campers. We have prize pigs.
I don't own a business, but I call paparazzi cockroaches always.
Airline people have gate lice. What's an affectionate term for something that involves your business that you call someone that's a consumer?
There's got to be some good ones.
There has to be. For whatever reason, we want to know. It's the Morning Blitz. Dick, Kelly, Lewis, 751. Gate lice is what airline people call the people who rush the gate even when it's not their section. We call prize pigs the people that
win prizes all the time on the radio.
The service industry says people who stay at their tables for an hour plus are called campers. So we want to know, do you have a name for something in your industry that you call a customer, that you refer to them then? Maybe affectionately or not so much.
I love this. In EMS, we call people that constantly call 911 frequent flyers.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that makes sense.
Eldon says Captain Cable is the customer who thinks they know more than the tech that's installing their internet or service.
Say it again?
Captain Cable.
Captain Cable. Oh, that's funny.
Carl says in the stone and concrete business, we call truck drivers diesel jockeys.
Okay. I like it.
This person says homeowners who stand over you while you're trying to repair something for them, we call them buzzards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Someone said when I worked as a wrangler in Yellowstone, we called tourists Torons because a lot of them were just morons.
Torons, I remember that one. I've heard that one before.
Oh, this person said they work at a utility company, and the people who are always on the disconnect list every month are called frequent flyers.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You know, the thing about the homeowners, the buzzards, some of the people, man, you just kind of worry. You know, you don't know these people coming into your house.
Johnny says people who hang out at the casino with no money but crowd the tables are called vultures.
Those are man, we have a lot of the same words for different things.
Katie says easy patients at the hospital are called walkie-talkies. The ones who are easy and not causing any problem. Walkie-talkies. I guess that's a nice thing to be called.
Oh, my gosh. We're getting some I can't even say.
Somebody says at the casino, a player who does not tip is called a flea.
A flea. Okay.
I know pro wrestling groupies, they all are called ring rats.
Ring rats. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I wonder, as far as tipping at the casino, what if you lose? Do you still have to tip if you lose?
I don't know. If you got good service, I suppose
I would
you should
think
tip.
you do. I would assume that's probably.
Are we talking about tipping dealers or like people bringing you drinks? One, because that's, you know what I mean?
Both. I think.
Yeah,
Because don't you tip?
tip?
I thought you tip the dealer when you win. Then you hand them some of your winnings.
Sounds like you're worried about this situation.
I haven't never even been to the casino.
Are you a flea?
I'm just curious. It's interesting.
Someone said being rushed out of restaurants so they can flip your table is rude as F. I call those waiters mosquitoes because they constantly buzz around annoying you. I like to have time to let my food digest and finish my drink.
Okay. Matt says when he worked on cars, they would have customers that they called ever since yous. And they are people who would come in and say things like, ever since you changed my brakes, now my oil leaks.
That's funny.
Ever since you... Now, Jansen Reese said kids that steal are called turd burglars. I've never heard that before. Not for kids that steal. I've heard that very derogatory thing for something else, but not for kids that steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in school for firefighting, we were referred to as nozzle jocks.
Oh, that's from Will. I love that. You're a nozzle jock.
Yeah. Oh, man. So many coming in, man. I can't, it's just scrolling.
Where is the one? I want to give you proper credit because you had brought up the people who line up outside the state liquor stores.
Oh, Carrie said alcoholics.
It's so funny. You call those people alcoholics. Okay.
Oh, that's great, man.
A lot of people calling people Karens before they even act like a Karen.
Now, Doug works in the porta potty industry, and he said they call their customers squatters. Makes perfect sense, of course.
Did you read this one? Construction guys have safety guys that there are safety guys on the site that Kenny says they call rats. You're called a rat if you're a safety guy on a construction site. A couple people have brought up lot lizards. That's, I guess, it's not really
one said those
what you call a customer.
Those people who line up outside a store are called loyal customers.
Hey, there you go.
Cassandra said that she worked at a place where they called difficult clients pitas, which meant pain in the ass.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, because there's definitely...
I think that's universal, isn't it?
Right.
And now, listener, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Do you guys remember a couple of months ago there was that guy who crashed his truck that had a snow plow on the front of it on I-70 near downtown? Remember that? He was like...
the path of destruction.
Yeah, he wouldn't get out of his vehicle when the police got there. He started whipping hammers at him and all this other these construction tools. Anyway, that guy's name was Michael... Oswalt, and he was arrested and charged with assault back then in August to assault on a police officer here in Columbus. Okay, well, listen to this. Fast forward to this past weekend in Mansfield, police were investigating a domestic violence report at a home, and this same guy, Michael Oswalt, answers the door with a knife. He sees the officers, flees back inside where he holds his girlfriend and 2 young children ages 6 and 8 hostage.
Why wasn't he in jail?
He was arrested, but I'm sure he was out on bond or whatever. Negotiators got him to release the kids. And eventually the girlfriend escapes out the back door, but police say Oswalt started chasing her with a knife, so they shot and killed him. As they should. But this is how that guy's story ends. Really weird.
If I was a police officer, I would be the most frustrated person in the world. With just everything they go through to arrest these terrible people who just end up being terrible. More.
Getting out on the streets again and again and again and again.
It's just baffling, man.
I bet
do we just not have room for them? Is that the problem?
Oh, I'm sure that's part of the problem. But
I
I'm
can't
sure
believe
that
guy was out of jail.
I'm sure they have frequent flyer. People are called frequent flyers. They're really in jail. They're in and out, and the police are sick of dealing with them because they deal with the same freaking groups of people all the time, or the same one person who can't stop doing whatever he's doing that's against the law.
I feel for you, for the officers, man. Mad respect to you guys. It's unbelievable.
Yesterday, we talked about that horrifying story. The 15-year-old boy in Washington State arrested in the murders of his parents and 3 siblings. Only one child survived this massacre, his 11-year-old sister. She remains in the hospital with injuries. Now, we are finding out a little more about this family's situation, which kind of makes the story even more strange. It's the Humiston family. Wealthy. They lived in a $2 million home east of Seattle. Children were homeschooled. The family was very well known, friendly, active in the community. They all interacted with each other. The neighbors knew them really well. It wasn't like the situation where, they kept to themselves and it was always a strange sitch. No, like normal members of community. Kids and their parents always out playing, swimming, fishing, boating, etc. Neighbors say that everything was totally normal the day before the shooting. Kids were out as usual. Then early Monday morning, a 911 call was made from inside the home, presumably from the 11-year-old who was hiding in the bathroom. Her 15-year-old brother now charged with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. In a court appearance yesterday, with his attorney described the teen boy as, he's a boy who enjoys mountain biking and fishing. He has no criminal history. This is the beginning of this defense of this kid. The teen's been ordered to remain in detention, and he's also been ordered to have 0 contact with his 11-year-old sister. So, anyway, it's a really awful and strange story.
Depressing news today.
Yeah, no kidding. Here's something more depressing. If you wanted to see Game 1 of the World Series and you don't have $1,200, tickets to the first Dodgers-Yankees World Series in over 4 decades won't be cheap. Obviously, they never are. But SeatGeek says the cheapest ticket they have for Friday's Game 1 at Dodger Stadium, $1,200. And it's only going to get worse from there. Yeah, a lot of money. A lot of people with, I guess, a lot of expendable income to be able to go see those World Series games. And those are your 3 things.
Ronnie Hunter gave you a song at 4:20 yesterday. We will play it back sometime this hour for your chance at single-day passes to Sonic Temple 2025. Florida, not Florida. Here's your headline. A cop stole $18,000 in Crime Stoppers rewards.
Then you have a cop like that. I mean, it's just...
So, we're talking about a crooked cop, so to speak.
I mean, no, there's no other hint.
I can't really give you. Arisha Hutchinson is the name.
Yeah, I mean, this could be any state in the country.
A little tougher. Smashing Pumpkins on the Morning Blitz. It's 8:10, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. I gave you the Florida headline. Or is it not Florida? You do not like the way I pronounced the name.
Well, I didn't like it because it's not right. You said it was Arisha, and it's Erica.
That's the way it's spelled.
So the only difference is an A instead of an E?
Arica.
Yeah, so
Erica
instead of an E.
Now that changes things a little bit, I guess.
Well, because your original guess was Detroit Rock City.
Well, I thought maybe it's like, I don't know.
I got you.
Is that, I don't want to be weird about it. Is it more of an urban situation or more of a rural type situation?
I'm just going to say Idaho.
Okay.
I don't know.
Most people...
There's no way to guess.
No,
just give us the story.
Okay, there's theft in every job would have some form of theft. You would agree with that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
or
guess.
the potential for some sort of theft.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
If it can be stolen, it will be stolen.
Right.
A police officer was caught stealing from Crime Stoppers. Erica, not to be confused with Arisha Hutchinson, reportedly stole $18,000 between August of last year and February of this year. Her scheme was simple. Her job was to sort through the Crime Stoppers database and send pertinent tips to investigators. When the helpful tips qualified for rewards, she'd make sure the payment went through. But right before it did, Erica would switch the destination for the reward to her accomplice's bank account, and then they'd split the stolen money. Now, it would be awesome if she was caught by a Crime Stoppers tip, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. The tipster started notifying authorities that their reward money hadn't arrived.
What did she think would happen?
And officials didn't have much trouble proving who was responsible because all the changes in the database are tracked. See, she probably logged in under her login, made an adjustment, and there you go.
This was an actual officer.
This is an officer. So they could actually see in the system that Erica had been rerouting money to different accounts. She pleaded guilty, was sentenced to 6 months in prison plus 2 years of supervised release. She also has to pay $22,000 in restitution and has resigned. How do you get to resign?
I know. Aren't you just fired?
Aren't you just fired?
Well, it allows you to keep your
Your pension?
Your pension.
Are you serious?
No, you shouldn't keep your pension for stealing.
No, you get no pension. You do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
If they let you resign, I bet you anything you get to keep it.
No way.
That's how they do it in Tennessee, where this happens.
Oh, Tennessee!
All right. I would have known.
Yeah.
Oh, Arisha.
Bring me the horizon on the Morning Blitz. 8:23 with Dick Kelly and Lewis. Morning. Haunted house season is upon us.
Full swing, huh?
Mm-hmm. And you found one that is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, right down there with Arisha. The world's...
Erica, you mean?
Yes. In Tennessee.
Well, they spell things differently there, apparently.
And I know we had something here, like to the north side, like up above 270 somewhere, where you had to sign a waiver to get in. I guess it was supposed to be pretty serious.
Okay.
And I think it was only open for one season. And then I remember hearing about one in San Diego that was like this, but I guess this one is like tops them all. It's called McCamey Manor. And is dubbed a torture chamber in disguise, with the owner being actually probed for traumatizing guests. But these are thrill seekers. Seriously.
Wait, was he probed or was he probing people?
Good question.
People getting submerged in water, trapped in small boxes, tormented by tarantulas crawling over them for hours. I mean, this is not a just you going to walk through in 10 minutes kind of deal. The House of Horrors in Tennessee has been continuously dogged by complaints of violence, and it's being called to be closed down. But, you know, you have to sign this waiver, and there's a lot involved with it. But anybody who finishes, who makes it to the end, wins $20,000.
Ooh. But there's no saying like how long you have to be in there. It's just to their delight.
You have to make it to the end without quitting.
But you said for hours they get tortured.
Yeah, you can't. It can be. Nobody's been able to complete it yet. Nobody's won this $20,000 yet. All right. The owner, Russ McCamey, said if the things people said about him were true, like I said, the traumatizing the guests and all this other stuff, he said if everything that people were saying was true, he would not be free to run this experience because he'd be in prison. He told the Daily Mail, you either complete the tour, which is not going to happen, or you mentally or physically are at such a breaking point that it's not safe for you to continue, and I will remove you from the haunted house.
Oh, so he just removes everybody before they win.
Basically.
Well, because they can't continue. They just can't go on. I mean, I'm going to play some audio for you, and you'll hear this girl who wants out. But he describes it as a mental game. It's like a survival boot camp. And he says none of the actors rough you up or even lay a hand on you. But he said you're not going to get through it because it's so hard. And he says, and I'm really good at the psychological aspects. And so here's some audio.
Nobody's going to save you. You're all alone.
It's really intense, and I don't think anyone knows what they're in for if they go here.
Yeah, so then he lets them out. Can you imagine you're screaming that bad? Let me out.
I'd do it.
I'd try. I'll give it a shot.
I wouldn't even be in the same county as that place.
I think I might. I don't know, man.
Never.
I just don't know is this fun? I feel like this is kind of like maybe like a fetish type thing. People who just want to be scared because it turns them on.
It feels like you have to be masochistic.
Yeah,
to go
like it's
this.
BDSM, right?
You know what I say to this place? The way the hand my life has dealt me and the way my life's been going for the last 2 months, do your worst. I'm ready. Bring it.
There's a 40-page waiver, and it actually says things in it like your hair may be chopped off. Dentistry may be done.
I thought they didn't lay a hand on you.
Well, that's right, but the waiver says that. Maybe they're trying to...
Do you have...
That's part of the mental...
Does it have the page that says, you could end up injured or dead? Sign me up!
No. Stop it. McCamey told The Guardian, says, pretty soon it becomes real. There's no break. It's nonstop. The whole goal is to get you exhausted so that we have control over you. There's a change.org petition that was set up in 2019. It's been signed 193,000 times saying that McCamey Manor is a torture chamber under disguise. Well, what if it is? Is that against the law if that's what people want?
Someone said he's heard that people have made it through and then the owner refuses to pay and he sees them unfit to continue and removes them for quote-unquote safety concerns, but it's just so he doesn't have to cut that check.
Exactly. That's the thing, is that he's going to determine that every single person in there can't continue.
Right. He uses everything from intense audio, lighting, and fog effects in his experience. Other warnings: wet conditions, physically demanding environments, close contact with creatures, and very real and graphic scenes of horror. Now, in this 40-page waiver that you have to sign, it says you must be 21 years or older. Now, you can go in if you're between 18 and 20 if you have parents' approval. 20 years old, you need parents' approval. You have to complete a full sports physical and provide a doctor's note stating you are physically and mentally fit. You have to pass a background check. You're screened online via Facebook, FaceTime, or over the phone. You have to have proof of medical insurance.
Did you see this?
And you have to pass a drug test on the day you're going to go through it.
Someone told him they pull teeth out at that place.
Okay, that's what it says on that one part. It says there may be dentistry done. You may have a tooth extracted, but they've never done that.
Okay, this is according to Wikipedia, okay? This tour lasts 8 to 10 hours.
Yep.
And according to a participant named Laura Hertz Brotherton, on a visit to the manor in 2016, she repeatedly used, I guess they give you a safe word, and she said she repeatedly used her safe word for several minutes before employees stopped torturing her. She was later treated at a hospital for extensive injuries.
But just signed the waiver.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he said they don't touch you. How can you be extensively injured when people aren't touching you?
I don't know.
What's to say?
Maybe that does need shut down. I don't know.
So we're going to
this guy needs to be in prison. I feel fully confident that we could go ahead and put this guy in prison and then go back and go back and deal with the legalities of it. I don't feel like this guy should be walking amongst us. That's really weird.
Okay. Josh said he signed up. Amanda said there's documentary about this place.
Documentary?
I would go. Let's do it.
It's called Haunters, the Art of the Scare.
Oh, this is not this particular place?
Yes, it's featured extensively in the film Haunters, the Art of the Scare. It's a
that's
documentary
the documentary
on Netflix.
All right. I wonder, it's probably got the place in San Diego and maybe the one that was here.
This is also the subject of the 2023 Hulu documentary Monster Inside, America's Most Extreme Haunted House.
Oh, now I got to watch these. I want to see this.
I'd do it.
You want to go? Lewis wants to go through this thing right now. Lewis wants to be tortured, Kelly.
Sign me up.
So he can feel something. You know what that is? He's become numb inside, and he needs to feel something.
I need a background check on Russ McCamey, the founder of this. I do. I would like a full background check.
I bet they'd pay me. So, sir, we haven't seen a soul as dark as yours in quite some time.
I believe he makes movies. I believe he makes scary movies. I don't know if he's made anything, famous or worthwhile, but I believe that's what he does. But there it is, the McCamey house, man.
Metallica will be at Sonic Temple 2 nights, Friday and Sunday. It's the Morning Blitz, 841, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis, and we will not be the only ones at Sonic Temple. Luke Snyder got him a pair of Saturday day passes.
Luke, caller 16 from Bell Fountain.
Ronnie will give you another song at 4:20 today. We'll play it back tomorrow. I appreciate everybody who always wants to know the song in the morning, but the rules are you got to listen to Ronnie at 4:20.
Yeah, so tomorrow we'll have Sunday tickets.
We can't skate the rules.
And don't forget, you get the full lineup at noon today. Kirsch will be doing that live.
Looking forward to it. Maybe it's when we find out Linkin Park will be there.
Oh, please. And Bring Me the Horizon and AC/DC, and I can go on and on and on.
Hopefully maybe Winger.
What's his name in Beavis and Butthead that wears the Winger shirt? I always forget.
Stewart,
yeah. So we'll call you Stewart from now on.
Maybe Winger. It'd be great. See those guys.
Winger.
Yeah. Come on, Kip. I can't even make a joke about their biggest song because it's not appropriate in 2024.
Well, which one is the biggest? Is it 17 or is it headed for the heartbreak?
Oh, 17.
All right.
17 for sure.
Yeah, but at the time, I mean, he was what, 19, 20? So, you have those.
Yeah, that's the late, great Pete Rose. Pete, you got caught with a 16-year-old girl. But that was the age of consent at the time.
Well, no, I'm saying he is the boy in the relationship. You know, 17-year-old and a 19-year-old to me is no big deal.
No, but it's a little different when you make jokes about it when you're 40.
This is true.
Just saying. All right, let's get into some Blitz therapy. Brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. Bad sleep, slow sex drive, lack of energy, brain fog, unproductive workouts. Those can all stem from low testosterone. Don't waste any more time. Get your T checked at Tri-State Men's Health. It was a game changer for me. They've got 6 locations, Cincy, Dayton, 2 right here in Columbus, in Hilliard, and Westerville. Call them 800-900-9654 or tristatemenshealth.com. Who would like to read said letter?
I would be happy to.
Okay, this is an anonymous.
Well, I know who it is, but they didn't want their name read. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's no political debate to be had here. There's nothing about candidates or political parties, but it does have to do with voting. But we're not looking for a political debate, please. All right, it says, my husband doesn't think much about politics and elections. I try to educate him on policies, but he barely listens. Recently, I was talking about who I was going to vote for. He told me that he liked what I said and put down what I was on his mail-in ballot. I filled them out for both of us. This weekend, I was filling them out when my husband casually strolled by and said, yeah, put me down for the other candidate. I made him explain his reasoning, and all he could come up with is, I just think they're cooler. I said that is no reason to choose a candidate for president, but he wouldn't budge. I was so angry that I put down the candidate he originally said he would vote for. Otherwise, his irrational stance would cancel out my rational position. I can't even take it. My sister told me what I did was wrong and low-key illegal. I feel justified for my actions. Am I a jerk?
Straight up.
I don't think it's low-key illegal either, by the way. I mean, if you went technically by the law, I would say that you stole another citizen's vote, and that is election interference, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you were going to get technical about it, I don't know if anybody would throw you in jail for this, unless your spouse pressed charges, but...
I will say this, okay? First of all, you know it's wrong. You know what you did is not right, and you have to live with that. But second of all, your husband's signature, his legal signature, is required on that absentee ballot. Mm-hmm. And in Ohio, they do conduct signature verification. So if you put I don't know whether you signed it for him or if he signed it and didn't review the selections first. But, I mean, if he signed it, he signed it. And I guess his mistake for not checking your work. But if you signed it, that ballot will be thrown out.
Maybe she got him to sign it before she actually filled it out.
I don't
know.
Here,
I'm going to need you to sign it, so go ahead and do it, kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's, there's a lot of wrong in this.
Yeah.
A lot of one-sided wrong in this, unfortunately.
I love his irrational stance would cancel out my rational position.
Yeah, because everybody thinks the other side's irrational.
Well, and even if you think someone else's theories and thoughts are galactically stupid, they're still their theories and thoughts, and they are entitled to have those. Even when it comes to political elections.
I can't imagine being so, no offense, but lazy to not fill out your own ballot. How are you not filling out your own ballot?
That is true. I mean, he's kind of partially, I'll shoulder a little bit of the blame for put me down or whatever, but when he says put me down for the other guy, that's effectively he's telling you what his vote is and you're going against it. She thinks she's a jerk and wrong. We all tend to agree, but what do you think? Morning Blitz, 8:51, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis. Blitz Therapy in session, talking about the wife that just altered her husband's vote on his absentee ballot and now wants to know if we think she's a jerk or not.
Well, she didn't alter it. She voted for him, even though he expressed he wanted her to fill it out in another way. She was like, nah, I don't think you know what you're talking about, and filled it out the way she wanted to. That is not legal, number one, but if he signed it with his official signature, which will be verified by the state of Ohio versus his voter registration card, I guess if you're going to be that much of a low information voter if you're going to be that unconcerned with who fills out your ballot, I don't know. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have filled it out the way you did, but you did. You have to live with that guilt, and this guy should probably be a little more informed about what's going on with his absentee ballot.
Dustin says, I bet she dresses him, too.
Serena said, my husband and I are on opposite sides of politics and always have been through 17 years, and this election is the capital worst. I don't engage in conversations about it because we argue still. I would never, ever make decisions for him that he wouldn't make for himself, not just in politics, but in life. He has the right to that, which he does.
Dave says, totally a jerk. And Dennis says, typical behavior of a Canadian. Well, I don't know what that is. I don't think they're from Canada. I don't know. They're voting here, so.
Yeah.
All right, Josh says that's exactly how I imagine someone voting for Kamala, kind of person that votes Kamala, said Joel. Well, we don't know that because the word candidate was all that was used, never a him or a her. I have no idea which one's on which side. So.
Now, Evelyn's kind of defending her. If her husband was that concerned with his pick for the election, he could have filled that ballot out himself. He'd effed around and found out maybe he should handle his own ballot. If you hand it over for someone else to complete, then he has to deal with those consequences.
Well, she asks, is she a jerk for doing this? I would like to ask her if she told him what she did. Were you honest about what you did with his ballot? And how did he respond?
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Because she told her sister.
If you're going to... I don't know.
He made it clear.
You're right, Kelly.
He made it clear to her who he was voting for, though, and
right.
She went the opposite direction. That is where the problem lies.
Yeah, he wasn't voting for anyone. He didn't even bother to pick up a pen and fill out his own absentee ballot.
Well, like you said, he has to sign it, but did she sign his name, or did he maybe sign it in advance, or did she just go, hey, I filled these out, go ahead and sign it, and then he didn't look to see what she put?
It seems like a guy who just wouldn't look, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does, but if he vocalized to her what his choice was and she chose something different for him, it's the equivalent of, hey, Kelly, if you're going up to the line, get me a chicken sandwich, and you come back with a hamburger.
It's not equivalent to that at all.
Well,
it's way worse.
It's way worse, but it's the same thing. I told you what I wanted, and you did something different. You got me the opposite.
Yeah. I mean, undebatable. It was the absolute wrong thing to do. I'm not sure how you're okay with it or even questioning whether you're the jerk here. You are the jerk. And I'm sorry to say that to you, but I think you already know that. You did the wrong thing.
What is this? Lori said there are households where the female is told how to vote. Why is that wrong? And this person dictates who her husband is voting for. Why is her husband not filling out his own mail-in form? I'm on the first sentence where the female is told how to vote. Where? Who's doing that?
You don't know what's happening in people's households.
This is true.
But, here's the thing. If you're voting not the way your conscience is telling you to vote to keep peace in your house, that's a problem, too.
Well, I mean, I feel like spouses should be able to make their own decisions.
That's what I'm saying. Again, you don't have to like the person that either of you vote for, but it is your choice to vote how you feel.
Did you guys catch the 81-year-old lady in Georgia who just voted for the first time?
Oh, yeah?
Her husband would never let her vote. And then he died. And she went and voted. Here, listen to her.
I'm 81 today, but Sunday I'll be 82. I'm in the vote for the first time in my life. I was so young and everything when we got married. I didn't ever think about it. And then when I got old, I still didn't think about it. It would count. It was neat. It was good. If I'm here, I'm going to be back.
She's going to vote every time from now on as long as she lives. Her niece took her to the polls to vote early. 81 years old, first time ever voted. I can't believe her husband wouldn't let her vote. That's somebody old school right there.
But they came from a time where...
Yeah, but that's why their laws were changed from that time.
Sure, but there are still people who follow that old school mentality and that belief because that's what they knew. I mean, how often have we said old people are stuck in their ways and have no shame?
Yeah, I know. They are. So I don't know, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the votes we're getting are saying she is absolutely a jerk or why isn't he filling out his own ballot?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what most of them are saying.
Pretty much the gist.
It's all true. They're all legitimate.
Yep. All right. Well, if you would like to email us, if you want some unbiased opinions, just, from this peanut gallery about whatever, you can email me, thickrick@theblitz.com.
And now, three things you need to know before you go.
Former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries and 2 associates are being charged with running a sex trafficking ring in New York City. Federal prosecutors say the 80-year-old Jeffries and his romantic partner, Matthew Smith, employed a man named James Jacobson to recruit young, aspiring male models. And then they thought they were going for an interview to maybe model for Abercrombie, but instead they were, I guess, forced to engage in sexual tryouts. And this happened between 2008 and 2015. These victims allegedly flown to sex parties at Jeffries and Smith's New York City and Hamptons homes and at hotels around the globe. So it's an absolute federal case here. An indictment charges all 3 with sex trafficking and interstate prostitution and names 15 victims. But the authorities say there were dozens and dozens of others. Man. Jeffries was arrested yesterday. He was able to post a $10 million bond and will be arraigned on Friday. Since marijuana was legalized in Ohio, the Central Ohio Poison Control Center has seen a huge increase in accidental marijuana exposure for kids. In fact, exposures in children 5 years old and under are up 5 times from 5 years ago. Officials say kids, of course, getting into the edibles like gummies, which you should be hiding away from your children.
Candy! No.
Well, Justin Timberlake has canceled tonight's show at Nationwide Arena, and he's canceled every other show through November 2nd. He says he has laryngitis and bronchitis and needs the time off. He is rescheduling a total of 6 shows, and the Columbus Day has already been rescheduled for February 27th. Seems like a legit sickness situation and not a ticket sales situation.
Ticket sales, pending divorce. I mean, there's a lot going on there.
Pending divorce?
There's a lot of rumor that there's trouble in that paradise of a marriage.
Oh, this is going to ruin the tour.
Probably.
Hasn't there been for a while, though? Probably. Like ever since Europe, when they were on the movie set, and he was with that girl, and they had their hands on each other, and
it's okay.
Then he gets the DUI. And
Jessica Biel? Jessica Biel, okay. Yeah, I didn't know they were...
Hey, maybe February you'll be bringing sexy back. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll see. For now, it's scheduled for the end of February, and those are your 3 things.